Good morning, students. In chapter refraction of light, now we know that what is the refraction of light. These are the two different terms, that is the reflection and the refraction. We have just studied that refraction means when the light rays passes from the one medium to another medium. These medium should be optical medium. It means the light should be passes through these medium. It means it should not be opaque. It should be optical medium. So when the light rays passes from the one medium to another medium, it refract from its path, that is it bend either towards the normal or away from the normal. It means it bend when it passes from one medium to another, and this bending of light is called the refraction of light. So we have just studied about the refraction of light. What is a refraction? Now in this video we will study about what are the laws which are related to the refraction of the light. That there are two laws for the reflection of light, same as there are two laws about the refraction of light. So first of all, we will study about the refraction of light, the laws of refraction of light, and second we will study about the refractive index. This is a very important term in this part, refraction. First of all, the laws of refraction. Laws of refraction. So first we have to just prepare a figure for it. Uh, Suppose this is a rare medium and this is a denser medium. Now we know that when the light rays passes from the rare to the denser medium, it bends towards the normal. And what are the different name which we give to these rays? That is, the ray which is coming in one medium is called the incident ray. Incident ray. And this ray which is band after passing through the different medium, when it passes from one medium to another medium, it bands. So this banded light is called the refracted ray. Refracted ray. Okay. And the angle between this incident ray and the normal, what is the normal here? Normal is the perpendicular at the point of incidence. This is the point of incidence at which the light rays falls on this medium, and the perpendicular to this point of incidence is called the normal. So the angle between the incident ray and the normal is called the angle of incidence, and we represent it by using the symbol small I. And this is a refracted ray, angle of refraction. What does it mean? It means the angle between the refracted ray and the normal is called the angle of refraction, and we represent it by using the symbol small r. So after preparing this figure, we can easily write the laws of refraction. What is the first law of refraction? First law is this: the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal lie on the same plane at the point of incidence. Okay, this incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal lie on the same plane at the point of incidence. So write this first law: the incident ray, the incident ray, the refracted ray, the refracted ray, and normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. Okay, is it clear? In the same plane. This is the first law of refraction. And what is about the second law? Actually, the second law is called the Snell's law. Snell's law. It is also called the Snell's law. And this law was given in year 1621. And according to this law, the second law of refraction, that is the Snell's law, according to this law, the sign of angle of incidence, you know the sign, trigonometric ratio. I think you have studied in maths, in mathematics, and what are the trigonometrical ratio and the sign. We know that the sign is a trigonometrical ratio. So the sign of angle of incidence, it means we put the value of this angle in sine. Like suppose this angle is of 45 degree, so we can say sine 45, and we all know that the value of sine 45 is 1 upon root 2. So the sine of this angle of incidence and the sine of angle of this refraction is always a constant value. For a given medium, the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is always a constant value. So according to second law, this is a Snell's law, we can write the ratio. So actually the second law is the ratio. The ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is constant for a given pair of medium. For a given pair of media is actually a plural form of medium. For the given pair of media, what does it mean? If we change the value, if we change the different medium, the value of this ratio is also going to be changed. For example, this is only the example, this is not the exact value. Suppose this is a medium 1 and this is the medium 2, and suppose this is a rare medium and this is a denser medium. Now this is the normal, and the light rays come in this path, and we know that when it passes to a denser medium, it went towards the normal. Suppose this angle is of 45. Now this angle can be there. Okay, this is not the exact value. Actually, we are just supposing this angle is of 45 and this angle is of 30. And if you want to find this ratio, then what will you say? The sine 45 upon sine 30. So according to Snell's law, the sine of the ratio of these two medium is called, this is a constant value for the given medium. It means the sine 45 is 1 upon root 2. And what is the value of sine 30? That is 1 upon 2. So it will be 2 upon root 2. That is under root 2, or we can say 1.41. So this is a constant value for the given pair of medium. If we change the medium, this value is also going to be changed. So this is called the Snell's law. And one more thing about this Snell's law, this ratio is a constant value, and this constant, that is the sine I upon sine R. Okay, one more thing you should know, that if you're writing the Snell's law, first you have to make this figure with it, and then after writing this statement, the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is a constant value for the given medium. You also have to write that is sine I upon sine R is a constant. Okay, you don't have to give the example of this one. It is only for you to understand the Snell's law. But after writing this statement, you should also have to write the sine I upon sine R is equal to a constant. And one more interesting thing is this constant is also called the refractive index. Refractive index, and this is a very important term for the refraction. Refractive index. So we can say the refractive index of a medium. The refractive index is the particular value for a given medium. Like the glass can have any refractive index, the air can have any refractive index. So different medium have the different refractive index. So refractive index of the medium, of which medium? Of the second medium. The refractive index is equal to sine I upon sine R. So this refractive index is the value of this second medium, not of the first one. Okay, the angle which you are representing in the numerator is not actually the refractive index of the medium. uh, I just want to say you that the refractive index of any medium, suppose the medium 2, you have to find the refractive index of medium 2, then you have to put the value of sine of this angle in denominator. Okay, so refractive index of medium 2 is in this part, the refractive index of medium 2 is equal to sine I upon sine R. or suppose you have to find the refractive index of medium 1, then you have to write the value of sin r upon sin I. मतलब आप जिसका रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स आपको निकालना है उसका एंगल आपको हमेशा डिनोमिनेटर में रखना है. सो दिस इज नॉट ऑल अबाउट द रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स. This is only a simple thing about the refractive index. So different medium has different refractive index, and it is not a hard to understand that if a light rays passes from the rare to the denser medium, we know that it bend towards the normal. So the angle of sine of this value means the angle of this medium is always less than this one. So what will about the refractive index? The refractive index should always be more than 1. If this medium is denser, it means the refractive index should be more than 1. And what will happen if you want to find the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2? It means if you want to find the refractive index of the rarer medium with the comparison with the denser medium, then it should be always less than 1. So now again, this is the refractive index. You can say the angle of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is the ratio which is called the refractive index. What should be the unit of refractive index? Since this is a ratio and we know that ratio don't have any unit, so we can say refractive index do not have any unit. Now again, actually the refractive index is the bending ability. As the refractive index is going to be higher, the medium will be more and more denser. Suppose these are the incident ray. Okay, these all angles are same for this incident ray. Now this is optically denser, but it is less dense as compared to this medium, and this is also very denser medium. So sin I is same for all the three medium, but the value of sin r is different in different medium. This medium has this third medium, this is the first, second and the third. Now we know that the angle of this r in this medium is as higher as compared to the second one, and this is higher as compared to the third one. Then what will be the refractive index? It should be very clear that refractive index of the medium 1 should be, if we increase this value, what will happen? If we increase this value, the ratio is going to be okay. Okay, just ओके क्लियर. देखो, अगर आप इसको सपोज आप इस वैल्यू को कम करते जा रहे हो, तो व्हाट विल हैपन? इफ आर गोइंग टू डिक्रीज द वैल्यू ऑफ दिस एंगल, देन the value of this refractive index is going to be increases. Suppose this value is 10. Suppose, for example, okay, this value is 10 and it is 10 for every medium. And now we are going to decrease the value of denominator. Suppose this is 5, this is 2 and this is 1. Then what we will find? We will find the ratio in this case is maximum. Okay now? Is it clear? Sorry. It means the refractive index of medium 1 should be less than the refractive index of medium 2, and it should also be less than the refractive index of medium 3rd. So it means actually refractive index is the bending ability of the light. More is the refractive index, less is the bending of the light. More is the bending of the light. जितना ज़्यादा लाइट रे बैंड होगी उसका रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स उतना ही ज़्यादा होगा. सो वी कैन से द रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स ऑफ द मीडियम, refractive index of a medium gives an indication of the light bending ability of that medium. जितना ज़्यादा बैंडिंग होगी लाइट उतना ही ज़्यादा रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स होगा. ओके, तो देखो जितना ज़्यादा लाइट बैंड होता है इट मीन्स कि उतना ही ज़्यादा वो डेंसर मीडियम है. It should be very clear that the more the refractive index, the medium should be denser as compared to the other one. Suppose a particular medium had the refractive index 1.5, other one has the 2.42. It means this is a denser medium as compared to the this medium. So as much as the quantity of the refractive index, जितना ज़्यादा refractive index होगा उतना ही ज़्यादा वो medium denser होगा. Okay, this is about the refractive index. Now more different another formula of the refractive index is refractive index. We can also find the refractive index by using the speed of the light in the different two mediums. So now this is a relation between the refractive index and the speed of the light. So suppose this example, this is the medium 1 and this is the medium 2 and this is the normal, and the light rays passes from this medium. Suppose for example we are taking this is the air and this is the glass. Suppose now we know that air is a rare medium as compared to the glass, so this is denser medium. What will happen? The light rays bend towards the normal because this is a denser medium. And now again we know that the speed of light is different in two different medium. In air the speed of light is about 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second, and for about the glass it is about I think it is about 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Okay, this is the speed of light in glass. Now we can find the refractive index by using the speed of light in two different medium. One relation of the refractive index with the angles, and the other relation of the refractive index is with the speed of the light. So if you want to find the speed of the if you want to find the refractive index of water with respect to the air, okay, this is we are going to find the refractive index of water with respect to the air, not air with respect to the water. We are going to find the refractive index of water. Actually, if we don't write any value here, if we don't write that refractive index of water with respect to any other value, it means we are going to compare it with the air. मतलब कहने का ये है कि अगर मैं आपसे ये कह रही हूँ सिर्फ कि रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स हम निकाल रहे हैं वाटर का और मैंने आपको नहीं बताया किसके कंपैरिजन में, इट मीन्स हम कंपेयर कर रहे हैं उसको एयर के साथ. ओके, so now for example, now in this example we are taking that refractive index of water with respect to the air is equal to the speed of light in air upon the speed of light in water. It means of which value you want to find the refractive index, you have to write the speed of light in that medium in the denominator. अगर आपको पानी का रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स निकालना है, so you have to write the value of speed of light in water in denominator. Is it clear? If you want to find the refractive index of air with respect to water, for example, now you are going to find the refractive index of air with respect to water, then you have to write the speed of light in air in denominator. Okay, of which medium you have to find the refractive index, you have to write the value of the speed in that medium in denominator. Now in this case the refractive index of air with respect to the water is the speed of light, bad handwriting, in water upon the speed of light in air. Is it clear? Okay, of which medium you want to find the refractive index, you have to write the speed of that medium, speed of light in that medium in denominator. Now for example, if you want to find the speed of light, if you want to find the refractive index of the glass, so from this formula we are going to find the refractive index of the glass. You know, we represent the refractive index by using the symbol small n. So small n means the refractive index of glass with respect to water. Okay, this is the refractive index of glass with respect to water, and we know that according to the formula the speed of light in air is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second, and in water is 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Not only, sorry, not the water, glass. Okay, sorry, for the glass. The speed of light in is speed of light in air upon the speed of light in glass, because now we are going to find the refractive index of the glass with respect to the air. Okay, sorry, मैंने थोड़ी सी गलती कर दी है, प्लीज़ मैं करेक्शन कर रही हूँ इसको. Refractive index of glass with respect to the air. We are going to find the refractive index of glass with respect to the air according to this example. Now the light is going from the air to the glass. Now we know that the speed of light in air is 3 into 10 power 8, and the speed of light in glass is 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Now if you want to find the refractive index of the glass with respect to the air, you should write the value of speed of light in air in numerator and in glass in denominator. So it will come 1.5. So this is the refractive index of glass with respect to the air. Okay, is it clear? This is the refractive index of glass with respect to the air. Same as you can find the speed of, you can find the refractive index of water with respect to the air. If you know the speed of light in air and the speed of light in water, you can also find the speed of, you can also find the refractive index of the water. So, okay, so this is a one more formula for the refractive index. Now we have two formula for the refractive index. One is the relation of the angles with the refractive index, and other one is the relation of the refractive index with the speed of light. I think it is more convenient. It is more comfortable, more convenient for us. Now, again, one more example. This is example of refractive index of water. I told you that refractive index of water is equal to the speed of light in air, which is equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second, divided by the speed of light in water. And what is the speed of light in water? It is about 2.25 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Okay, can you find the value of refractive index of water? Okay, this is 2.25. We have to divide it 3 by 2.25. 1, 225, 75.0, about 3. So it should be about 1.33. Okay, so refractive index of glass is how much? It is 1.5, and refractive index of water is 1.3. It is very interesting to understand that much greater the value of refractive index, the density of that medium is greater. It means, since we know that the refractive index of glass is more than the refractive index of water, so it means glass is denser medium as compared to the water. Okay, so by using the value of speed of light, we can also find the refractive index. It is very easy to understand. As one more example for you, like we have some values. It is from NCERT book, the refractive index of kerosene. So I explained you that refractive index, we represent the refractive index by using the symbol small n. This is the refractive index of kerosene oil with respect to the air. If you don't write any value with respect to, means if I told you that refractive index of kerosene, it means that we are going to compare it with the air or with the vacuum. Okay, so refractive index of kerosene is 1.44, and the refractive index of turpentine is actually the oil. The refractive index of turpentine is 1.47. I don't tell you that with respect to any other medium, because I explained you that if I don't if you are not given that the refractive index of any medium with respect to any other medium, it means it is comparing, we are going to compare it with the air or the vacuum. So the refractive index of turpentine is 1.47, and refractive index of water is 1.33. And according to question, you have to find in which medium the speed of light is fastest. Now we know that the refractive index actually explain how much is the denser is the medium. This medium has the highest refractive index. It means the turpentine is more denser as compared to this kerosene oil, and this kerosene oil has a high refractive index as compared to the water. It means it is much denser as compared to the water. And we know that as the medium is denser, the speed of light is going to be decreases in that medium. अगर मैं आपसे कह रही हूँ कि सबसे ज़्यादा रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स इसका, इसका मतलब सबसे ज़्यादा डेंसिटी इसकी है, और जितनी ज़्यादा डेंसिटी होती है स्पीड उतनी ही कम हो जाती है. तो सबसे कम स्पीड, in which medium you will find the speed of light is less, is the turpentine. In this medium, the speed of light is smallest. It is the smallest value. And in water, the speed of light is fastest as compared to the turpentine or the kerosene. एक बार मैं आपको फिर से समझाती हूँ. देखो, जितना ज़्यादा रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स होता है, बैंडिंग ऑफ लाइट उतनी ज़्यादा है, या आप कह सकते हो उतना ही ज़्यादा वो डेंसर है. और वो जितना ज़्यादा डेंसर होगा, ये या ये, इसके कंपैरिजन में उतना ही ज़्यादा उसमें स्पीड ऑफ लाइट कम होगी. अगर मैं आपसे कह रही हूँ कि इसका रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स कम है, इसका मतलब ये है कि ये कम डेंसर है इनके कंपैरिजन में, और क्योंकि इनके कंपैरिजन में डेंसर कम है तो इसमें स्पीड ऑफ लाइट ज़्यादा होगी. तो इट शुड बी क्लियर टू यू दैट इज़ द स्पीड ऑफ लाइट इज़ फास्टेस्ट इन वाटर, and then in kerosene oil, and then in turpentine. Okay, now refractive index can be write in the two ways, right? The absolute refractive index and the relative refractive index. What is the relative refractive index? If we compare the two medium, it means if the light is passes from one medium to another medium, and this another medium is not the air or the vacuum, this another medium can be any other medium. So we can say when the light go from the one medium to one medium other than vacuum or air to another medium, then the value of refractive index is called the relative refractive index. Relative means we are going to compare with any other medium other than air or the vacuum. So you can write the definition here. When light is going from one medium, you can write here other than vacuum, other than vacuum or air to another medium, this is called the value of refractive index is called the relative refractive index. And what is about the absolute refractive index? If we compare the refractive index, if the light is going from the air or the vacuum to the another medium, and this type of refractive index is called the absolute refractive index. It means if we compare the speed of light with the air, like here in this example, we can say this is absolute refractive index of water, or we can say here in this example this is absolute refractive index of glass. So if we compare the refractive index with respect to the air, or we find the refractive index with respect to the vacuum, this is called the absolute refractive index. So absolute refractive index, you can write the definition yourself. When the light is going from the vacuum to the another medium, or it can be the vacuum, it can be the air. When the light is going from the vacuum to another medium, then this type of refractive index is called the absolute refractive index. So this is all about the refractive index, and there are some examples, there are some numericals based on the refractive index, and this is not कुछ हार्ड नहीं है. बच्चों को बहुत हार्ड लगता है रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स, मुझे नहीं पता उन्हें क्यों हार्ड लगता है. It's not so tough, it's so easy. It's so easy to compare the density of different medium. Okay, this is all about the refractive index. In next video, we will study about the lenses, because we know that these are the two lenses which we will study in this chapter. These are the convex and this is the concave lens, and this lens work on the refraction. Actually, these are made up of glass. Generally, they are made up of glass. So since we know that glass is a denser medium as compared to the air, so when the light rays passes from the convex lens or the convex concave lens, it bend. Yeah, it do not travel its along its original paths. It refract from its path, and this is all about the concave and convex lens and how these lenses are useful for us. जैसे ये है convex lens है, it converts the light beam of light. I will explain you why it converts the beam of light. And this is a concave lens. Concave lens, the rays which is coming parallel to each other, after passing through this lens, which is thinner from the middle and thicker in the edges, when it passes from this glass medium, it it diverges, it actually changes its path. And these both lenses we actually use in spectacles or in different appliances like the telescope, like microscope. So in next video we will study about the lenses, that is the concave and the convex lenses. Till then, okay, bye.